The small town of Willow's End, nestled between rolling hills and thick woods, had always been known for its bountiful harvests. However, there was one field that had been left untouched for decades, the old McCrae cornfield. The McCrae family, once prosperous farmers, had abandoned their land mysteriously, leaving behind a cornfield that had fallen into disrepair. As the autumn winds whispered through the dying leaves, a group of adventurous teenagers from Willow's End High School decided to investigate the legend of the McCrae cornfield. Among them were Jack, their leader, Emily, his girlfriend, Brian, the science geek, and Sarah, the quiet but intuitive artist. The full moon hung in the inky sky like a spectral eye watching their every move as the group gathered at the edge of the desolate cornfield. The rustling leaves seemed to whisper ominous warnings, but the teens brushed off their unease, fueled by the thrill of the unknown. As they ventured deeper into the cornfield, the moon cast long shadows that danced among the towering stalks. The air grew thick with an otherworldly tension, and a distant haunting melody carried on the breeze sent shivers down their spines. "Did you hear that?" Sarah asked, her voice barely audible above the eerie music. "Relax, Sarah. It's probably just the wind," Jack reassured, his bravado masking his own growing unease. Brian, however, adjusted his glasses nervously. "I read about this place. They say the McCraes practiced dark rituals, and the field is cursed. Legend has it that the scarecrow that stands at the center of the field is possessed by the spirit of Old Man McCrae himself." A nervous chuckle escaped Emily's lips. "Come on, Brian, don't tell me you believe in ghost stories." But as the group continued, the once neatly arranged rows of corn became a labyrinth of twisted paths, and the air thickened with an unsettling energy. Shadows seemed to dance along the edges of their vision, and strange whispers echoed through the rustling leaves. In the heart of the cornfield, they stumbled upon the legendary scarecrow. Its tattered clothes hung loosely on a wooden frame, and its straw-stuffed head faced the moonlit sky. The silence around them was deafening as the teens exchanged uneasy glances. Suddenly, the scarecrow's head turned slowly, creaking like a rusty hinge. A collective gasp escaped the group, their eyes widening in disbelief. "That's just the wind, right?" Jack stammered, his bravado crumbling. But the wind was still, and the scarecrow's head continued to turn, fixing its empty gaze on each member of the group. Panic set in, and the teens stumbled backward, their footsteps echoing through the desolate field. As they retreated, the cornfield seemed to come alive, the stalks twisting and contorting as if possessed. The air grew colder and the haunting melody intensified, sending shivers down their spines. In their frantic escape, the group became separated. Jack and Emily found themselves in a small clearing surrounded by corn, the scarecrow looming ominously at its center. The moon cast an ethereal glow, revealing a grotesque grin on the scarecrow's face. Its limbs twitched as if animated by some malevolent force, and its eyes glowed with an unholy light. "We need to get out of here now," Emily pleaded, her eyes fixed on the unnatural spectacle. But before they could make a move, the scarecrow's straw-filled arms reached out, tendrils of darkness wrapping around them. The air crackled with malevolent energy as the teens screamed, their voices swallowed by the sinister melody. Meanwhile, Brian and Sarah stumbled through the labyrinth of corn, desperately searching for their friends. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and the distant whispers seemed to taunt them. As they approached the center of the cornfield, they caught a glimpse of Jack and Emily trapped in the scarecrow's grasp. Horror gripped them as they realized the legends were true. "We have to find a way to break the curse," Brian shouted, his scientific mind racing for a solution. Sarah, her eyes filled with determination, pulled out a worn sketchbook and a pencil. With swift strokes, she began drawing symbols in the air, muttering incantations she didn't understand but felt compelled to speak. As she worked, the air around them crackled with energy, and the scarecrow's grip won ed. Brian joined in, reciting passages from old dusty books he'd read late nights, hoping that ancient words would have the power to banish the malevolent force. The clearing echoed with a cacophony of strange sounds, the scarecrow's tortured wails, the haunting melody, and the teens' desperate incantations. The very fabric of reality seemed to unravel as the symbols in Sarah's sketchbook glowed with an otherworldly light. In a burst of blinding energy, The curse was broken. The scarecrow disintegrated into a cloud of shadows, and the cornfield fell silent. The once twisted stalk straightened, and the moonlit path led the group out of the accursed field. Exhausted and shaken, the teens stumbled into the open, the moon casting a reassuring light on their faces. The air, once heavy with malevolence, now felt crisp and clear. As they looked back at the McCrae cornfield, they saw no trace of the scarecrow or the twisted landscape. It was as if the haunting experience had been erased from reality. The group made their way back to Willow's End, forever changed by the night's events. The legend of the McCrae cornfield lived on, whispered among the townspeople, a cautionary tale of the darkness that could lurk in the most unsuspecting places. Little did they know that in the heart of the cornfield, a single crow perched on the remnants of the scarecrow's frame, its eyes gleaming with an intelligence that transcended the ordinary. The wind carried a faint, eerie melody as the crow cawed, a reminder that some legends once awakened could never truly be laid to rest.